So the question that I'd like each of you to answer is what do you expect to be the driving trends in the imaging industry during the fourth quarter and holiday selling seasons this year? And what are your recommendations to retailers to prepare for that demand and for Black Friday? David, why don't we start with you?
Okay, great. I think what we can expect this fourth quarter is we're going to continue to see DSLR cameras grow in the marketplace. That is the one growing place right now. In Nikon, we have a lineup that starts from the basic entry level all the way up to the pro level, and with that, D-Movie is really kind of the exciting driving force for that. And 1080p movies are really getting the buzz in that marketplace. On the point and shoot side of the business, it's about long zooms, low light level, CMOS sensors, D movies again, but the long zooms are really kind of where we see a big play for the holiday season. From a retailer standpoint, I think that really to be promotional, advertise, be talking to the public constantly. That's where we really see the opportunity there. We have been watching the trends where the consumers are really motivated by a value, and by having instant savings and flyers and being in the marketplace, we really think there's a real win there, talking to the customers aggressively with aggressive promotions during that Black Friday holiday period. So Nikon plans to be very active in that, and we looking forward to a very good holiday season.
Yeah, it's tough to follow David on those points, but as far as the driving trends in Q4 are concerned, we believe that the mirrorless category will make a big stand. It's a growth segment, subsegment of the DSLR business, where we believe that there's going to be a lot of excitement, a lot of new parts, great value. As far as point and shoot is concerned, I agree, it's a value proposition. It is not the opening price point. That goes along with my recommendation for the retail channel. Try to sell volume, try to upsell, don't compete with the smartphones, sell the long zoom, the low light capabilities, and help us all to make this a winning holiday season.
Thank you. Peter?
Yes, well, I concur with Stefan and David. The DSLR segment of the industry is growing nicely. It's been very impressive, and we're happy to see within that category a new category emerging in the interchangeable lens or the compact system cameras, where you see from Pentax, where you see from Panasonic, where you see from Sony, ourselves. We see that as a growing trend. We just hit double-digit % of market share last month, which is a great sign. From a promotional standpoint, we do think that the flyer methodology of getting the word out to the consumer is extremely positive and beneficial. Retailers from coast to coast express how well those programs work for them, especially the dealer tag flyers. So we see more print advertising heavy in the fourth quarter. We also agree that the point and shoot cameras, when you get to a special niche type product, like a waterproof product, like a low light level product, you continue to see growth and interest in that area. So something that's a little bit different than a typical point and shoot camera. And I think the most aggressive price points will be Black Friday. I think you'll see all the manufacturers coming to the party with some very, very aggressive pricing. Should be exciting for the consumer.
Mark? What can you expect?
I feel like the same as we just mentioned, but we have a very optimistic view of the DSLR business and also of the mirrorless category business now that we play in both categories. We see it as a growing trend. We've always wanted to be interesting, so size and color and things like that have always been something that we've offered to our customers, something just a little bit different than what they see every day. We feel that the dealers need to offer a variety of different things, since we have 3 different generations that are purchasing and getting involved in imaging. We want to try to offer something to everybody. Point and shoot, I agree with everybody, because of the event of the actual cell phone photos. You have to have technology in your point and shoot, something that gives them a reason to carry it. If not, cell phones will win that battle. So that's why we offer the waterproof, the 11th generation. We kind of have a hybrid between a high-end point-and-shoot ILC and a low-end SLR in our new Q that we just announced. So we're looking optimistic. Black Friday is always opportunities for us. We don't participate widely in a lot of those, but we look for segment areas where we can offer a value to our customers. In the back half, we have other announcements that we're looking forward to. We think that the SLR category and the hybrid category will continue to be strong.
Oh, sorry.
Liz, were you looking
Said
for?
it all. Well, to recap, hopefully not being overly repetitive, I think the economic climate is one area where it's a bit uncertain what will be happening over the fourth quarter. And, times haven't been great. And what has happened, I think, over the fourth quarter in 2010 is we saw from some more mature technology categories, it was a bit lackluster. People were investing more, but they were investing in things like jewelry and other luxury goods, and it's almost like the bloom was off the rose in traditional technology categories. I think coming into Q4 of 2011 and over the holiday season, certainly we could look at Mother's Day and Father's Day as perhaps some precursors of what might happen over the holiday season. Perhaps the exception would be we'll see more DSLR supply and less of a problem with supply issues there. And despite poor economic climates, we have always seen interchangeable lens cameras perform extremely well, even in tough times. And that's something that we saw over Father's Day week. We saw DSLRs and detachable lens cameras come back into positive growth. Overall, as the rest of the group has said, I think long zooms certainly will perform as we have seen them consistently been growing double-digit over time. As consumers do want to see the capability of decreased shutter lag, low light shooting, higher optical zoom, and these are all things you don't have in a smartphone. And I think Mark mentioned we don't want to compete, or Stefan mentioned, don't compete with a smartphone, but instead do what we do best. People do want single-purpose devices. They want an excellent camera, and we see them investing in those even in tough times. Oh, as far as retailers go, I agree, being promotional. Also, really letting cameras sing, and particularly for the specialty dealer, again, talking about single-purpose photography being a passion and bringing consumers into the same passion that retail sales staff represent in the photo specialty channel will be really important.
Let me just ask this one question. Since all of your companies were unfortunately situated in Japan and we had the tsunami tragedy, are there any particular segments of your product lines that are still in short supply, and should retailers maybe be ordering a little more aggressively in those areas to be prepared? Anybody want to jump in?
I certainly will. Obviously, it's a real tragedy that what happened in Japan, and our thoughts and prayers are always with the people that have been affected from that tragedy. But it's really, I think, a true testament to the Japanese society. As a culture, they have really rallied around as a country, and while we experienced some shortages in April and May, we're really seeing back to pretty much full supply, and I think the numbers that NPD is seeing show that that supply has come back online pretty fully in June, and we're really not expecting any kind of shortages per se, unless hopefully the market just goes crazy and outstrips what our forecasted demand is. But thankfully, we're in our company seeing pretty much a full rebound in the capacity that's available.
Is that pretty much the same with all of you? Or?
Yeah. The Pentax, all of our manufacturing is done outside of Japan, so it's had very little impact on our supply.
All right.
That's it.
Thank you.